All right, all right. Welcome to the Conscious Growing Gardener Family channel. So, um, one thing about gardening, about if you're talking about gardening, it don't really stop. You know what I'm saying? Even in the colder climate weathers, like we in the month of November and we're in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely, if you look around, if you take a look around real quick, I'll show you just a quick peek. You see most of the trees don't have any leaves, right? They're empty. So they're gone so the leaves are gone for the winter. But this in itself promotes growth in your garden. A lot of people like to rake their leaves and put them in a bag and put them in the front of the lawn, and, or rake them down to the front and um, the city come and scale them away. But what we like to do is we like to keep our leaves. We like to take them because leaves have energy, and as they break down, that energy breaks down back into the soil. So you see, I got a shovel with me today, so we're gonna be shoveling some leaves as well as some deer feces. So one thing about my yard is that it's always uh, connected with animals because we have so much in the yard. We have we have our garden behind the gate, but then we have like lettuces and wild lettuces and uh, 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 raspberry bushes and grape bushes and things of that nature outside of the gate. And a lot of times that leads to animals coming in the yard, trying to partake, that kind of thing, And so sometimes they do get some things, but we get some things in return. So today we was able to get some deer feces, which is always good. Just a little deer feces. Got a little deer feces here. I ain't trying to show you guys this, but this is always good for the garden. It's always good for the any kind of fertilizer. Great for the garden. I'm gonna throw those out there. I got a few more I'm gonna grab on hold too, and then we're gonna scrape these leaves up today. We got a pile of leaves over here on the concrete that we want to get. Now the ones that's in the grass, we're gonna leave them in there because they wet. They're gonna just mold back into the. They're gonna break back down into the soil to give my grass next year it'll be really super green. You know what I'm saying? Very healthy. But the ones the loose ones in my driveway, I'm gonna grab those today, and I'm gonna throw them back into my garden and let them break down over wintertime. And all of that energy, all of those vitamins and the minerals that's in the leaves will break down and make my soil that much more richer for growing next gardening season. These are some of the little tricks that we can use and do, even including the grass clippings. You know what I'm saying? We got some grass clippings that I'm gonna take out today and I'm gonna dump in my garden. So let me go grab them now and start the grass clippers. Give me 1 second. So this thing was a bit more heavier than I anticipated. When you see something and you see it, you just think, hey, a little grass, whatever, some clippings, no big deal. But when I started to move it, I realized how much heavier it actually was. And these are just the grass clippings. Just a few grass clippings that I'm gonna take for the winter time. I know this doesn't look too good, but and some of it's already starting to break down. I'm just gonna put a few in my yard. I know like I'm making a mess, but I'm not. I'm really adding some vitality to my yard for next garden season. When this stuff breaks down, some of the leftover nutrients will definitely, from the plants when they break down over the year, over the winter, will definitely add cohesion. Uh, okay. You can never have too much. Uh, as far as nutrients, you can never get enough nutrients from your plants for your plants or for your. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can overdo anything, but you want the right amount. And you want to have high dosage, especially what we have to do, because what we do a lot of times is, excuse me, we we grow in the same area every year. So we have to add that extra vitality because we use it up so much, you know what I'm saying? We try to move things around so we don't have to plant in the same spot, the same thing. But we use the same garden area for a lot of the last 5 years or so. This year we want to overwinter these things so that this stuff is perfectly ready for when the weather breaks. Uh, and we got that good weather. We got that planting garden uh, weather, spring like weather. You want to be ready. You want to be ready. You want to be able to take and put whatever out there. And you want it to respond and grow. You know. So I'm gonna grab a few leaves. I'm gonna be back with a little more commentary. So show you guys what I'm doing. Just get a pile of leaves like this. So that I get the leaves and toss them into my garden. Some are already still in here. There's a few still in here. Hoping some of this stuff breaks down a little bit more. See, this stuff is gonna all overwinter. The soil looks good. The soil already looks good out here. And I want better than good. I want my soil to be great next season. So I'm really out here working on it today to get it together, so I can get that right texture that I so desire for my garden. Grab a few more leaves so that my soil can be super absorbent, ready to go. Whatever I put in the soil, it automatically start growing. Man, it was a beautiful. It's been a beautiful fall weather. A lot of times we don't get fall weather this good. This has been a perfect time of weather to grow greens in. We could have grew greens outside this year with the way the weather's been, except for a couple of days when it had frost, like a little bit of frost on there. But I don't even think it was enough out here to actually kill off anything specifically. Well, it was one day we had a nice little snow would have killed maybe killed a lot of the leaves and lettuce and stuff. So maybe that's a good thing we didn't. So you can never tell. You really got to go by the day by day, the weather reports, and then just watching the almanac, what I'm saying, farmer's almanac, and figuring out, what you can do and what you can't do, and what's a good day. What's that day before it snowed that you need to come out there and cut your greens off? You don't have to pull the root out, but you can take the leaves and cut the leaves off. Come in and wash them and clean them. In fact, I'm making some greens. Today is Friday, I believe. I'm gonna make some greens on Sunday. So we're gonna have a few more greens left in there. We're gonna cook, clean, and cook up. Let me get some more work. Let me go get some more of these leaves. I tell you what, the thing about this process is that most people don't know about it. They don't know that it exists. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I always knew that this process existed. You know that there's lives in the leaves. You know that they break down. They can break down the good soil. But you don't think to do this kind of thing because most of the time, we always think in fertilizer or compost. We don't realize that. We don't realize what can be considered compost. So many different things. Anything in your yard that from grass clippings to leaves to, even to certain weeds, as long as they're not, as long as you don't keep the seeds to the weed. Sometimes you have to be careful. Make sure there's no, whatever you put in your compost or you decide to break down, make sure that it doesn't have any disease on it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it doesn't have any disease on it, and you can reuse it because it breaks down and it has minerals. Even weeds have minerals in them. You know what I'm saying? And they will break down. There's the luscious green, or even you see those brown leaves, they're already brown. Those leaves still have minerals in them. And once they break down over winter and break down back into my soil, it's gonna be a beautiful garden, season next year. That's why I'm out here working now, so that we can get just what we want. You know, that right texture of soil for different things that you're growing. You know what I'm saying? Where when you put the seed in, not only is the seed ready to germinate because the soil is so rich. You know what I'm saying? It's so rich and so full of minerals. Then you know what I'm saying. Then you make sure you're giving the right amount of phosphate, the right amount of nitrogen. You know what I'm saying? You can use beans for that. You can. That's why we like to do something that we call companion gardening, where we put certain plants together and we'll throw beans and peas in there with the squash or zucchini or cucumbers, right? Or even sometimes the tomatoes, and the beans will grow up the stock of whatever plant, but it'll release nitrogen in the soil, which will continue to help. You know, we'll put banana peelings in the soil for potassium. You know, there's all different types of things that you can do. You know what I'm saying? And when you get like the sometimes some of the zucchini and squash family plants, they get a lot of um, their leaves get damaged a lot. You will see a lot of the name of it slips my mind, but a lot of times that's it could be anything. It could be just, sometimes we go out there and we try to clip those leaves immediately when we see those, because those spots on those leaves, it once it touch another leaf, it'll start spotting, and the next thing you know, you have a whole yard full of spotted up leaves. You know what I'm saying? And it'll drain the energy off the plant, and less production of fruit and vegetables. So you want to get rid of those leaves that's damaged, that's poisoned, that got those white spots on them. Just clip the leaves, take them off. You know what I'm saying? Find the leaf, go to the base of the stem, and clip it as close as you can without clipping the main artery. Okay, you want to clip the stem off, that whole leaf, that stem, get it out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll damage the whole plant and maybe either other plants around it. So you want to get rid of that. Okay. More leaf work, y'all. Keep checking your boy out. Oh yeah. Conscious Lawn Garden channel, y'all. If you're watching this channel, subscribe, please. We only have a few subscribers, you know what I'm saying? Although we've been on Facebook for about I think about 3 or 4 years now. On Facebook we got about a little over 1,000 subscribers on Facebook. So that's really small. But on YouTube we only got about 13 or 14 subscribers. So guys, if you come across the video, it don't hurt. It actually helps us if you subscribe to the channel. And who knows, I might have a video on here and you might want to learn how to garden or do some things that I'll be learning about teaching about homeschooling with our kids, and you might want to tune in and catch a vid and see how we doing. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe to the channel, help us out, and in return you might get something from us, right? One hand scratches the other, right? So we got some more leaves, some more composted leaves we're gonna put in our garden for the overwintering. For the overwinter, y'all. To get that texture you want. Get that growth you want. Oh yeah. Now. So I ain't gonna hold you guys unduly. I'm just gonna let you know that I'm gonna repeat myself, because I'm gonna let you know that gardening is a full-time thing, right, year round. And just because it's wintertime and we're not gardening out here now, we're still preparing for the overwintering of the soil. We're preparing the soil now. We got a whole garbage can full of compost or food clippings that we keep, and that's gonna break down more in the springtime. We're gonna break that down, or early. I'm not even gonna say springtime, late winter. That late winter, we're gonna break it down and see what's soil, what's come to the soil, was broken up to soil deep it down enough, and we'll take some of that out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, with compost, it takes so long for stuff to break down. It just depends on what it is. You know what I'm saying? We got like watermelon rinds in there and cantaloupe rinds. We got avocado rinds in there, and that stuff takes a while to break down. Now, one thing about it, if you can get uh, a lot of flies in there, during, early on. See, this time of year we don't have any flies. So, but if we have flies or a lot of worm, I think I'm about to go and buy a thing full of worms. Like I'm going fishing or something, and just take the worms and put them in there and let them eat all winter long. And I think that's gonna really do it for me. I really want to start a worm farm, but I'm getting too old to be leaning over looking for chasing worms around. So, let me get a few more of these, y'all, and we're gonna keep on talking. Normally I would have had my little thing, my little carry thing with me, so I could carry the phone with me. So when I'm working with the shovel, I ain't want to do that. So we're gonna have ourselves a rock garden this year too. I'm show you guys what I'm talking about. Yeah, this good for the soil. People can't believe this is actually feeding the soil, but it is. What I'm doing is actually feeding the soil. Just really getting it ready. I'm looking for a beautiful, beautiful spring garden. Yes, I am. I'm so excited. It ain't even, wintertime ain't even officially got here yet. And I'm already like super excited about this spring garden, right? Because it's so necessary now with the prices and the food gouging and all the shortages that we having, and the food's probably gonna get less and less healthier. Imagine that they sending food now, and as late as food is coming, as late as shortages on food and shortages on supplies in America, the food is only going to get, in my opinion, the food is only going to get less healthy from the health conscious wise. It's going to have less value towards it because they're going to be pushing it and last minute it. You know what I'm saying? I in fact, me and the queen the other day wanted some lamb chops, and I went up to the grocery store to get a couple of packs, and I saw a couple pack on sale, and so I got more than one pack. Freeze a couple, and I put two in the freezer, and I went to open up a pack to serve them, and oh my God. I had to literally get my receipt and go back in line. And the funny thing is, I didn't have my receipt. I couldn't find my receipt. So I actually shopped. I'm a frequent shopper there. So I had the paper I had my phone number where I use my number to get my discount on my card, and they looked it up and saw the thing and gave my money back. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, it was spoiled. It was completely spoiled, and so that lets you know they already last minute at you. You know what I'm saying? If the butcher can't get the bad meat off the counter, off the out of the thing before you buy it, you know what I'm saying? They run it short and they using whatever they can, you know what I'm saying? Or it's coming late and they just pushing it out and selling it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people sometimes, you gotta create your own produce, man. We got some peppers in there now. We only had in there, at the beginning of the month, and they gone. They ain't no good. The only reason I haven't completely brought them outside and composted them yet, they do have seeds in them, and they're in a package where they unopened. So I'm gonna eventually cut them open and take the seeds out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna compost the seed. We're gonna keep the seeds, and then we'll compost the rest of the meat of the vegetables in the compost. All right, let me go get a few more, y'all. So these got a little bit more flavor to them. See, you can get different kind. These have a little bit more lightness to it. See that? A little more, it just depends on what trees they come from. These are some healthy looking leaves. Oh yeah, that breakdown right before this next snowfall hit in. The winter is fully in. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Man, I'm telling you, the more they come, the more. So many of them. Those got some fruit. I picked up. Now these leaves that you're seeing, these are leaves from my fruit tree. Okay, so we have a fruit tree in our yard, and these are leaves that are from that tree. Yep. So every now and then, when I pick up some of these leaves, when I drag them across the yard to put them into the garden, a piece of fruit will come with them. Old piece of fruit, and that's good too, because they'll break down. That'll break down too. You know what I'm saying? Good soil, good soil. You know, everything that comes from the dirt goes back to the dirt, and it takes all its minerals, and or it's a disease with it. So make sure that when you're doing this, that you don't have disease leaves or different plants that you're using, grass clippings. You know, make sure that you don't have disease. That's why I don't let people spray that any of those chemicals in my yard. Tomorrow, look, get rid of the weeds and all that. I'm not doing none of that. If I put weed and feed on my front yard, I don't use those clippings. I never put weed and feed in my backyard. All my grass in my backyard has to be natural. And because the garden, and that keeps the deer back here. Even though people are like, you want deer in your backyard? Sometimes I do, because I want them to drop their droppings for fertilizer. And if it ever gets necessary, you ever had some beef stew? Some deer stew? I got some more clippings over here, or some species over here from a deer a little while ago, and I was never. I was supposed to get it up. Yeah, I was supposed to get it up, but I never did, and it snowed over it. So now that the snow is melted, I can, you know what I'm saying, try to see what little bit I can get from it. It was because it was a baby deer that did this. So not much to grab, but we'll take what we can get. Didn't get much from over there, but like I said, I'll take what I can get. The most important thing I got is these beautiful, healthy leaves. You can see these are still beautiful and healthy. Very, very beautiful. Look at that. Look at the color on them. Very bright, very, very crisp. Right? Still got a lot of life and nutrients. It's what you want. It's what you want in your soil. It's what you want to break down in your soil. It's what you want to overwinter in your yard. That you can have a beautiful. So that when the weather breaks, all of these leaves will be composted into the soil. All of the energy from those leaves, all of the good minerals and vitamins from those leaves will go into the soil, leaving you with a beautiful, broken down soil, lively soil. The vitality in the soil will be amazing. And you better plant a seed in there, and it has a lot more chance of germinating and growing. Okay, So even though we've got been 25 minutes we've been on, y'all, and I've been back and forth working, I'm gonna let you guys go so I can continue to work. And those are just the things I want to show you guys about simple things that you can use in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? Different things that sometimes come, even in the sense of having critters and animals in your backyard, where how you can get things from them. And I'll talk more about the bees and the ants and the spiders and things of that nature. What they take from the garden and what you can also get from them from being in your garden as well. Okay, so as being some of the pollinators, right? You know, you see that we always represent for the bees as the pollinators. We always let them know that they are welcome in that garden. Because I don't want to pollinate. I can hand pollinate, but I'd rather them do it, you know. So we'll talk about more about that on a further channel, a further note as of another video, another time, right? I want to tell you guys that, you know, we got a lot of our neighbors starting to prepare, doing their own thing. My neighbor, she moved in a little while ago. She got a house back here, and her family, and she got built a garage. It wasn't a garage there. They built a garage right there, and now that you see, they got the poles up. You see what she getting ready to yard her thing off. But she was already telling me, she was like, you know, I want a garden. I want a garden, go, you know what I'm saying? And so we already, you know, been kind of lightweight. You know, she been befriending us and stuff, you know, which is, you know, is a smart thing to do when you know somebody can grow, you know what I'm saying, and feed you. You know what I'm saying, and show you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a good neighbor to have, right? You know what I'm saying? And she's a nice lady, you know what I'm saying, from what I know, you know, from what I can tell, you know what I'm saying? So, and she, like I said, she showed a lot of interest uh, when she started seeing we were growing and eating at our yard. So you guys continue to follow and continue to enjoy the videos. Please subscribe to the channel, right? Hit that notification bell. Hit the like button on this video, man. You know, like this video, like the garden videos, man. Make the gardeners go viral. You know, there's a lot of gardeners on YouTube that have got numbers, got a lot of people watching them, and a lot of us are small as well. So a lot of us, some of us that talking about prepping and preparing themselves. You know what I'm saying? They blocking our channels and stuff. They don't want us talking about self-sufficient. They don't want us to be have that self-sustainability about ourselves to feed ourselves and our family. They want us to rely on you know, on big brother who ain't gonna do nothing but drop the ball on you, because that's all he been doing since, you know, since I can remember. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with you, you know, buying your own seeds, having your own yard, and growing your own greens, peas, tomatoes, cucumbers, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Including fruits. You know, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. You know, watermelons, cantaloupe. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with going into the extravagant, what you might consider extravagant fruits and vegetables, things that most people haven't heard of. You know what I'm saying? That you're not going to get at the grocery store because they don't grow them there, or they don't sell them. Excuse me, they don't sell them there. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you get seeds, you end up getting different types of fruits and vegetables in that same field and area, but just a different name or a different brand or a different style. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's over 100 different types of tomatoes. There's over 50 different types of lettuce. You know what I'm saying? Most people can name maybe one or two. You know, so expand your palate. You know what I'm saying? Expand your garden. You know what I'm saying? And expand your experience. Okay, like the channel, share, subscribe. Holla back at the Conscious Growing Gardener Show. We'll come back with some more content later. All right. Peace and light. Keep growing.